Alright, welcome back to 2K15 Universe. I'm Jitch, and you're watching Monday Night Raw.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, weighing 275 pounds, the Ultimate Warrior.
Crowd going mega mild tonight for the Ultimate Warrior. Wow, they are so not excited, but the Warrior making his Raw debut here tonight to kick off Monday Night Raw, and he's facing off against the returning former Raw superstar Lex Luger for Season 1. We haven't seen this guy since.
From Chicago, Illinois, weighing 275 pounds,
There's the quietest pyro I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if there's just something wrong with my ears, but I feel like I'm in my left ear more than my right. It's really weirding me out. Anyway, Lex Luger, he's back here, and this is exactly how you want to kick off Monday Night Raw, right? You just want two genetic freaks, two big, pardon me, two big meaty men going up against each other, slapping meat, you know what they're saying. This would certainly be a match. It's what it's gonna be tonight. Lex Luger and Ultimate Warrior. This is Luger's return. This is Warrior's debut for Raw. Obviously, he was already around in SmackDown all of last season, but he got drafted here to Raw, and obviously he's coming fresh off the back of having defeated. What do I do here? I press space. Okay. Sorry, I normally have a controller plugged in, but I was like, there's no point. I don't really need a controller for this because I don't play the matches. So like, what would be the point in that? Really, I don't think there is one. I gotta get used to these keyboard controls. But other than that, it should be fine. Ultimate Legend, dude. You just started a Raw. What are you calling yourself a legend for? This guy's full of himself. Well, yeah, Warrior coming fresh off the back, as I said before, defeating both the number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship, CM Punk, a few weeks back on SmackDown, and also on the, I believe, the final SmackDown before WrestleMania. For some reason, unbeknownst to anyone, he actually got a win over Andre the Giant. Probably one of the most meaningless victories of all time, but he got it. And you know what, crowd? I mean, the match has only just started. That's a little harsh, but you know what? probably not far off, honestly. I remember this one doesn't go too long. Well, we got tonight and one more Raw before Backlash, where we know that John Cena will challenge Edge in a rematch for the World Heavyweight Championship. And interestingly enough, John Cena has recently said that he's looking forward to his rematch with Edge because, unlike at WrestleMania, Christian can't be at ringside for Edge's match. Now, I don't think this has really been disclosed yet, so I'll be the first to put on record. Basically, Edge is here on Raw with the World Heavyweight Championship, and Christian is still on SmackDown. One of the greatest tag teams we've ever witnessed in this series are officially apart from each other. But you know what? It's a tag team where there wasn't some kind of ill will, vicious beatdown, betrayal split up. They just simply ended up on two different sides of the spectrum. Well, we'll see how ready Edge is for John Cena when he faces off against the United States champion Randy Orton tonight. And we have gotten confirmation, by the way, that Cody Rhodes has invoked his rematch clause for Backlash. It will be Cody Rhodes challenging Randy Orton in a rematch for the United States Championship. As the Brotherhood are not done with Evolution, not by a long shot. Obviously, last week in the main event of Raw, we saw Evolution defeat the Brotherhood. That's Cody Rhodes and Goldust to get a shot at the the World Tag Team Championship. They'll be facing the Brothers Destruction. I believe it'll be Triple H and Batista of Evolution facing off against Undertaker and Kane at Backlash. That feels like such a huge match right there. But later on tonight, Triple H will be going one-on-one with Jey Uso, because Jey Uso put a good point. He said, look, I understand we're not in contention for the tag titles because we only won our first match on Raw, But we did beat the contenders in our first match on Raw. So Jey Uso getting a shot at Triple H tonight, and I believe, to my understanding, if Jey can defeat Triple H tonight, then the Usos may get an opportunity to take that title shot away from Evolution next week on the final Raw before Backlash. We will be seeing one of the tag team champions, Kane, in action tonight, returning to Raw after, I believe, like a year or so, maybe 2. I think it's closer to 2, actually. Gorilla press there into the cover on Lex Luger. Is that going to be enough to get the job done? Yes, it is. Welcome back, Lex Luger. Wouldn't have it any other way. Yes, Kane is in action later on tonight. We facing off against Batista. And we got a European Championship title defense coming your way later on in the night as well. But up next, as I mentioned just moments ago, Jey Uso wants a shot at the tag team titles. He's going to have to go through Triple H tonight and then possibly a rematch with Evolution next week. But you know what? The Usos did defeat Evolution 2 weeks ago in their return to Raw. So it is possible. Well, their debut on Raw. It's actually their return to the WWE. But Ultimate Warrior getting a win here. Good for him. As we move on to our next match. I guess I might as well just press this, right? There's no reason not to. I always really liked that, what Jay just did there. The spelling Uso with the hands. I thought that was really clever, actually. That works really nicely. I always like when people do cool things with their hands. John Cena. Yeah, Jey Uso definitely, I think, in a lot of people's eyes, has a uphill struggle to go through tonight. I definitely think so. This is not going to be an easy match for Jey Uso. No way. By the way, jumping from match to match, just now, just pressing next match. Holy moly. There was like 5 seconds in between. Like, I almost don't feel like I even need to edit those out. Like, I could just talk about the match card, but do what they used to do in, was it 19? I can't remember which one it was. I think it was 2K19. There was one of them where when you went like in between matches on the match card, Michael Cole and Corey Graves would be like, "Oh, this match ought to be good," and I think they had like 3 lines that just repeat themselves really often. But I could be wrong about that. I don't really remember. But the point is, I could genuinely just not edit any of these episodes. I could just cut the like pre-bit and the end bit off, like where I go to the main menus, and then just leave it as is, because it loads so fast. There's almost no need to. I mean, I wouldn't, because that would, if you were to see the matches, sometimes I'd think that would be like spoilers and stuff. But it's just a funny idea. This entrance will forever take 1,000,000 years. This is the exact same motion from the last game. Okay. I don't know if this ever gets changed. I guess it didn't really need to. He was almost synced up with his video for a minute though. That was cool. I was about to be like, wow, Triple H looks so good in this. Of course he does, it's Triple H. I remember, actually, when they first did the trailers for this game, I don't know if this is going to be a useless bit of trivia or a memory unlocked or something, but I remember, actually, the main thing that they showed off when they were showing, like, how good the graphics were for this new one, the main person that was featured in, like, every trailer to begin with was Goldust. Which I really understand, because obviously he's got, like, a lot of, like, reflective gear and stuff. You know, his face paint's got like quite a bit of detailing on it and everything. Like, I actually feel like it made a lot of sense. But I thought that was an interesting person for them to feature. But then, I mean, there was a short period of time in it would have been 2014, where he was teaming with Cody, and like they were doing the Brotherhood versus the corporation type thing, whatever it was called. I can't actually, the Authority. That's right. They were doing the whole Brotherhood up against. Well, they were one of the many people that went up against the Authority, and I remember there was a match between Goldust and Randy Orton for the WWE title on Raw, and it was really good. It was really, really good. Probably the most respected Goldust ever was in WWE, and then he went back to being a comedy character eventually.
Triple H going for it.
I've been watching more 1995 WWF, trying so hard to get through the end of that year, and obviously I'm also watching WCW now, so that's taking longer. But Goldust has been around for about a month now-ish. Oh no, I think he just had his debut match at the In Your House I just watched. Man, he really stands out when the roster sucks as fucking hard as it did in 1995. Because holy shit, every time I watch a Raw, I'm like, this roster has nothing. It's really weird when I see people get nostalgic for the New Generation era, because it is so bad. People talk about like the PG era and the reality era being corny. You can watch anything from the New Generation era. That is the corniest shit of all time. There is not a cornier time in wrestling than like 94 to like 97, just before the Attitude Era. I mean, I think 96 is a little better. You know, you start to get people like Austin. Obviously, I don't think he's off to too quick of a start, but you know, as an example, I think Mankind is also in 96. But like, you know, you start to get little little bits of the next era coming in, but like, holy shit. Spinebuster. I just watched a battle royal where like Marty Jannetty outlasted so many talented people. Well, not that many, but people that he shouldn't be anywhere near passing. Marty Jannetty. I was watching this like fucking, I just had CM Punk's "Get out of our company" going through my head the whole time. I'm like, why the fuck are they pushing this guy? He's Marty Jannetty. Oh god, you got shit ass Vince McMahon on commentary. It's so brutal. It's so bad. 1995. I don't know how they survived 1995. Honestly, it's so bad. I'm getting there. I'm getting to the better. Especially when I watch Nitro and it's like absolutely demolishing them. It's also a little corny at times. I just watched the episode with the iceberg in this Hogan versus the giant monster truck build up. But like, you know what? I don't know. It at least feels, it kind of feels like more modern style. Whereas for a show in the mid 90s, Raw still feels like it's in the early 80s. It's so corny. Anyway, cover Tempter and Triple H. Sorry, I don't know one probably cares about when I talk about that stuff. It's just it's one of the only places I really talk about it. I will say though, it's quite funny. One final thought on it. I haven't watched it because obviously I'd never watched any Nitros before. It's really interesting to see that like basically they were getting creamed so hard by WCW that they had to rewrite the way they did their shows. The way that they focused on like storylines and characters more rather than like cartoonish characters and squash matches. Like that all stemmed from Nitro coming on the air. I can already see some level of reaction from the fact that Nitro's doing it. And they still follow that format to this day, but it came from WCW, which is quite funny. Oh, this isn't gonna hurt Triple H. Oh, what are you doing? What are you okay, well, I guess his head kind of collided with the table. I feel like Jay just kind of sat through the table and Triple H fell down on his shoulder. Up to a count of 9, Jay could have took the count out victory there. Was that a smart move? Sorry, I'll actually focus on my show right now instead of. So I mean, I think based on my analytics, a lot of people skim through the matches anyway. They don't actually watch or listen to what I'm saying. So I could just be like pee pee poo poo, fart funny. I wish I had a soundboard. I'd play some funny noises here to add to this. Yeah, I could just do whatever I want because looking at the analytics, yeah, most people aren't actually listening right now. There are people that do. Shout outs to you. Shout outs to the people that actually listen to what I'm saying. I don't know why you do. Thanks. Oh, another spine buster. Whoa. Got a lump in my throat there as I said that one. That's it. He's done. I'm telling you, Jey Uso should have taken the count-out victory. He had it in the palm of his hands. Did you see those crowd signs change? That was crazy.
Here is your winner, representing Evolution.
I mean this with as much respect as I can have for Triple H here, but I feel like the fact that you're struggling this much against Jey Uso, and this is no disrespect to Jey Uso, him and Batista are going to need to really step things up by next week, because Backlash, they're facing off against Undertaker and Kane for the tag team titles. They really, really need to step up their game if they think they're ready for the tag team champs. Anyway, moving on. Up next, the European Championship is on the line.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the European Championship. Making his way to the ring from Detroit, Michigan, weighing 308 pounds, he is the European Champion, Kevin Nash.
I quite like this team. I don't really know this one. Anyway, Kevin Nash. He's back to being called Kevin Nash now. As we entered Season 5, the Nash ban of Monday nights came to an end, and he no longer has to go by Diesel. He can go back to being called Kevin Nash. So it can be revealed now that's who it was all along. I already said, but you know. Wait, this is his original theme, but like done different. I only just realized that. I like this more. This feels very early Ruthless Aggression-y, the way this one sounds. I like it.
From the Jersey Shore, weighing 248 pounds, Diamond Dallas Page.
Well, it's been about 2 years since we saw DDP last. Diamond Dallas Page didn't really get off to a great start back in Season 3. But he is officially back in the WWE, and I believe he was on SmackDown before. Now he's on Raw. And obviously... Whoa. Obviously, this could be a really great way for him to start off here on Raw. A European Championship opportunity. But, you know, Kevin Nash, he's no joke. This guy means... Why does... Alright, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Kevin Nash looks a little off in this game. Does anybody else think that? I mean, obviously, that's not really a good angle to show it, but... I don't know, something looks so... He doesn't look, Hang on, I need to see another, like, view of him so I can kind of... Wow, the titles in this game look so good. No, he looks alright there. I don't know what it was a minute ago. I mean, his face scan. Something about the way it's applied looks more like a CAW. I don't know, maybe that's what it is, but... I don't know, just... For a moment, he didn't quite look right. You know what it is? I think it's because I'm used to Diesel, and Diesel wears gloves. I think that's literally all it is I think it's because he's not got gloves, and I think, like, I'm just used to Diesel with the biker gloves. I think that's all it is. DDP taking down Kevin Nash. Obviously, this is a huge opportunity for DDP, making his return here tonight to WWE with a title opportunity. He's got the chance to make a huge impression in his first match back. You know, it's been a long time since we've seen him. Really grown his hair out quite a bit. But, you know, this is a guy who I don't think got much of an opportunity at all in Season 3 to really shine and show how good he is, and maybe this time around things will be better for him. With Raw not really gaining a lot of people from the draft, a lot of people coming here to Raw will obviously be returning stars. And I think that's something that Raw could end up benefiting from, because it could really create some new names. SmackDown's got a lot of kind of top caliber guys over on Friday nights. Not to say we don't hear on Raw.
Cole, I gotta tell you, any move from Kevin Nash is gonna get an opponent's attention. But you touched on all
Yeah,
the
this European Championship matchup here tonight, a big opportunity for DDP, and obviously this is only Kevin Nash's second championship defense. He did an incredible thing a few weeks back at WrestleMania 4. He defended the European Championship successfully in a 6-man ladder match. That is no joke. That is not an easy task, but he managed to pull it off.
Oh, wait, nice reversal.
Nash launching DDP into the corner, and down he goes. Of course, up next, I mentioned before, World Tag Team Champion Kane will be up against Batista. That ought to be an interesting matchup.
Nash reversing it. Incredible.
With Backlash getting closer and closer, we know that from Raw we'll be seeing the United States Championship, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton in a rematch. We'll be seeing the World Tag Team Championship, Evolution challenging the Brothers of Destruction, and the World Heavyweight Championship, John Cena getting another opportunity at the World Heavyweight Championship held by Edge. Of course, 7 matches to stand. Dude, oh my God! Rolls over DDP, cover attempt. Is it enough? Yes. Wow. I mean, he must have just about knocked him out with that right hand. We might need to get some medical help for DDP after that one.
Here is your winner, and still European champion, Kevin Nash.
I tell you, Kevin Nash might be on the road to making history as the longest European champion if he can keep this up. Only on his second defense, admittedly, but I'm sure he'll be ready to defend that championship soon enough once again. Guys, I really can't get over how good the championships look in this game. It's crazy. That was one of the things that bugged me in the older games, was they were so flat. I mean, they don't really look like they're very detailed there, but you know what I mean. Anyway, moving on. Up next, it is Kane against Batista. You know, I'm actually going to leave the loading screen in here if I remember, so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Check this out. Look, ready? So it goes boom. There it is. And then wait for it. There. That's it. That's all I have to wait through. It's crazy. I used to have to set aside like a whole minute. I'd go on my phone, I'd come back, I'd be super disconnected from the show.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall.
It's crazy.
Making his way to the ring, representing Evolution from Washington, D.C., weighing 278 pounds, the Animal Batista.
Man, they didn't time his pyro right. Come on. Come on. Well, the animal. The anime, Batista, making his way to the ring here tonight. Set the face off against Kane. The question is he ready for the big red machine, as they call him? I don't know. I feel like these two have faced off in the past. If they have, it's been a very, very long time since... Whoa, what is this? That's too high, camera. Okay, there you go. That's a very high crop. Can you go drop Justin Rhodes with a spine buster for me? Okay, maybe next time. I'll tell you what, Batista, Triple H, Randy Orton. Some of the longest entrances ever combined into one. I love when these guys team together. Batista's got a cool ass entrance, but then, you know, he's one of my all-time favorites. I think he is my all-time favorite, truthfully. Why is the pyro so quiet?
And approaching the ring, representing the Brothers of Destruction, weighing 323 pounds, one half of the World Tag Team Champions, Kane.
Well, as I mentioned before, this is a return for Kane here tonight, back to Monday nights. His brother Undertaker has never been on Monday Night Raw. This will be a first time ever for the Undertaker when he does finally make his appearance on Raw. But for Kane, not only has he been on Raw before, he's held that tag title here on Raw before, actually, with CM Punk. That was, what, 3 seasons ago? The Rebellion. It's good to see these tag titles back on Monday nights, though. I really did not like having the red belts on SmackDown and the blue belts on Raw. That was really pissing me off. I was like dying to get to the draft because, well, I'll be honest with you guys, that was one that I was gonna make sure happened because it needed to, and I think everybody agrees. They just didn't look right the other way around at all. It's very cursed, a very, very cursed time period right there. It's 2K14 though, everything about it was cursed. So here we go. We got a lot of beefy men here on Raw, I'm just realizing. Everyone's so beefed up on Raw. Well, what was our second match again? Because DDP and Kevin Nash, I mean, they're not exactly like, especially like DDP's not like huge, but you know, he's very tall. Luger and Warrior are just, you know, check their, you know what I'm saying, check it. Jey Uso versus Triple H. So far, Jey Uso is probably the smallest guy we've seen on Raw tonight. And considering our main event up next, I guess Edge and Orton might join them. Although Orton's not exactly small, especially not by like 2024 standards. You know, like in 2024, he's pretty damn huge actually. But this isn't 2024. This is 2013. Everybody. Very excited for Backlash as it gets closer and closer. I feel like we've seen pretty much everything we're going to see from Raw. I imagine the standard format for events would be, you know, the 3 main titles from Raw and SmackDown, so like the singles, the tag, the world, and then probably either the European or hardcore would get featured as well. That would be my assumption, because, you know, all title matches on the events just kind of makes the most sense, really. I look forward to the day where the rosters are deep enough that we can have brand split events again, because I really like them. But right now the rosters have like nowhere near enough depth for them. You'd just be squeezing in extra matches for the sake of it. Because I will say, for those who don't know, I've always really liked the full brand split. I've always liked where like they only cross over at like the special events. The only one that I really didn't like that they did when they first brought back the brand split in like 2016 was, I think they made Money in the Bank SmackDown only one year, and I didn't like that. That felt really off. That's not one that you should make like a single brand only, but that was the first time that had ever existed in a brand split era, I think. I think it was a pretty okay suplex. I'm not incredible. Well, in a twist that I'm pretty sure most people saw coming, I can confirm that The Undertaker will make his Raw debut next week. Set to go one-on-one with Triple H, so there's a lot of momentum riding behind this one-on-one matchup here tonight. We'll see how this goes. Will the ball be completely in the court of the Brothers of Destruction, or will Batista be able to pick up a little bit of momentum for Evolution? I mean, Triple H defeated Jey Uso earlier tonight, but I stand by. If it wasn't for Jey going outside the ring and resetting the count, that referee was up to count of 9, Triple H was out cold. That could have been a 10 count. He could have won by count out, and I understand, maybe to him that's not a good enough victory. Okay, I guess we're still dealing with this season. Alright, cool. Yeah, I never really cared for this happening this often, but it's fine. When Evolution made their debut at WrestleMania 4, I was honestly expecting it to be, you know, continuation of a yearly tradition where we have a surprise tag team challenge for the WWE tag team titles and win them. Obviously, back at WrestleMania 2, that's how Edge and Christian made their debut. At WrestleMania 3, that's how 3MB made their debut. I was honestly expecting the same thing to happen again at WrestleMania 4 with Evolution making their debut. I don't know why tag teams are always making their debuts at WrestleMania challenging for the WWE tag team titles, but here we are. Leg sweep takes down Kane, and oh, Kane's sitting right back up. Uh-oh. Oh, Batista, you might be in trouble. Oh, never mind. When I saw Kane set up like that, I thought Batista was in trouble, but he managed to neutralize that situation really fast. Probably the pyro is so quiet in this game, but the like slaps are really loud. It's kind of funny because I think they're all under the sound effects slider. There's only like 3 sliders in this game for audio. Menu music, entrance music. Oh no, 4. Sorry, voices and sound effects. That's kind of awkward to neutralize it all. Kane with Batista dumped over the ropes. And now back outside the ring again. This match going pretty long here. I'm not surprised though. Ooh. I mean, this is technically our tag division match for the night, and we know how those tag matches like to go long. Oh. Referee really took a long time to count the 4 there. He's being very lenient to these two right now. Must have heard me. That 5 was a lot faster. Never mind, that was a very slow 6. Is Kane going for a count out maybe? Up to a count of 7. Kane standing in the ring. Batista back to his feet, and we are back inside the ring before the count of 8. DDT straight away.
Look at those eyes. Oh yeah, this could be
Uh-oh. Kane.
Look at Kane. It's coming.
Batista, sorry. Choke slam there. Kane, it's coming. That was such a funny line to me. I don't know why. Choke slam to Batista. Kane picks up the victory. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. I don't know if Evolution are ready for the Brothers of Destruction. Here comes Undertaker. Yippee! Woo, my brother! I love this guy. Yeah! Woo! Kane. Big smiles on the Undertaker's face. Come on, man. Come on. First. Stink Fist. Randy Orton, big Tool fan. The sassy sway to his entrance here. What the hell? Wait, Randy Orton doesn't have a champion entrance in this game? That's kind of cursed. Randy, like, never wears a championship. This is really weird. Were they not pushing Orton much when 2K15 came out? Because that feels like a weird one to have as an omission. Considering Alberto Del Stinkass has a title entrance. Feels kind of fucked up that Randy doesn't. Alberto Del Rio might be the worst WWE champion of all time. Because, like, shitty person aside, he fucking sucked in the ring too. He was so goddamn boring to like every single possible, like you have a checklist and he crosses them all off for how to be the dullest wrestler of all time. I actually think he sucked more than Sergeant Slaughter. I said it. And that's not easy for me to say, but it's true. I've said it before and I'll say it again, that World Championship is right at home on the waist of Edge. And of course, you know what's really beautiful about Edge being the World Heavyweight Champion right now? This is the brand where he had it for a few minutes. I mean, maybe a minute. This is the brand where that all went down, where he got cashed in on. This has come full circle, and look at who he's facing here tonight, as a matter of fact. For those of you that don't know, it was the Season 1 finale at Extreme Rules, which I believe Backlash will mark 4 years since. Is that right? No, three years since. And, oh, baby. Is that going to be trouble, or I don't think I don't imagine so. Nope. Okay. Yeah. This will, I believe, Backlash will mark 3 years since Edge defeated Orton to win the World Heavyweight Championship, where he got cashed in on by Swagger immediately. And here tonight, almost symbolic, Edge going up against Randy Orton. These two, the top dogs on Raw right now in terms of singles champions. No offense to Kevin Nash and the European title, but you know, it's kind of a hierarchy of championships, and the United States Championship is considered the stepping stone to the WWE Championship, especially for a superstar like Cody Rhodes, the former champion, for example. I'd say he's got to strike while the iron's hot and go for that World Heavyweight title opportunity sooner than later, but right now, Cody Rhodes very focused on Randy Orton getting revenge, and we'll see if he can do that at Backlash. Obviously, Orton really took advantage of Cody Rhodes. He beat him down. He hurt him big, and at WrestleMania, he stood him up, and he defeated him for the United States Championship. Now we see what happens when they get their rematch at Backlash. Will Rhodes be able to win his 3rd United States Championship, or will Randy Orton be able to get his first successful defense as U.S. champion? I mentioned before, one more Raw until Backlash next week. I'm sure we'll be seeing plenty from John Cena and Edge. Since WrestleMania, we've been waiting to see who will be the first to challenge Edge, and of course John Cena managed to earn that opportunity when he defeated Booker T. I think that was last week on Raw. I just hope Edge's championship reign doesn't come to a screeching halt immediately. Look, I like John Cena. I think he's a very decorated, multi-time world champion. I think he's like a 4-time world champion, 1-time world heavyweight, 3-time WWE. But I just think this is Edge's time right now. And I think for Edge to come up short at Backlash would be heartbreak, especially after how big of a win in the main event of WrestleMania Edge beating John Cena was. Well, I'll tell you one match I'm really not sure I'm prepared for at Backlash is Dean Ambrose defending the WWE Championship against The Rock. Some people have noticed that The Rock seems to be missing a step since his return after losing the WWE Championship to Randy Orton because, well, he lost to Orton in the King of the Ring tournament, which was his first match back in a long time. And okay, he won at WrestleMania. He got some momentum back there. But then this past Friday on SmackDown, he lost to Daniel Bryan. By all means, oh my God. Daniel Bryan is on a roll right now over on SmackDown, which I won't be talking too much about since we're here on Raw, but he is on a hell of a roll right now. But I can't help but notice that The Rock doesn't seem to be quite at his A game, and Dean Ambrose very much is. So I do wonder how that one's going to play on at Backlash. Bravo attempts on knee. Well, I wasn't even a one actually. I feel like Orton has gotten a lot of offense in this matchup. Seems like every time Edge tries to turn things around, Orton just comes in 10 times harder. And a kick out at 1 there. Goes for a big uppercut, but Edge manages to block it. There's a fair bit of history in this ring right now. I don't know if these two ever really had that intense of a rivalry in the past, but of course, this is the guy that ended Orton's, what, second, third World Heavyweight Championship reign? I don't even remember at this point. I think second. I actually believe that was the last time Orton held the World Heavyweight Championship, by the way. I don't think he's been anywhere near this championship held by Edge since. Obviously, he's held the WWE Championship since then. I'm not saying like he hasn't been near a world title, but interestingly enough, yeah, I think that was the last time Orton held the World Heavyweight Championship, but that was all the way back in season 1.
He sends his opponents flying to the outside.
Ooh. What was that, Randy?
And it looks like we could be heading back into the ring. Nice reversal there.
Edge goes in for the cover. Orton. Oh, no. It's just a kick out there. Say, this really feels like it's been mostly Randy's match, but Edge seems to be kind of finding himself a little bit here. I do wonder how it's affected the psyche of both Edge and Christian to know that they were separated in the draft. Those two were literally inseparable. Even when it seemed like they had a little bit of tension between them, they were able to work it out, unlike a lot of tag teams, and continue to function greatly. As a pairing, Christian was, of course, right there at ringside for Edge at WrestleMania when he won the World Heavyweight Championship, and a rope-hung DDT to Edge. You know what's interesting about John Cena saying he's glad Christian won't be at ringside at Backlash in their rematch? Oh, my God. I don't believe Christian did a single thing in that match. I believe that was all Edge that beat John Cena. RKO! Oh, my God! Ref, he's got his arm on him. That should be a cover. That should be a cover, referee. That should be a cover. Orton, that took a lot out of him hitting that RKO. Clearly a little too exhausted to roll over for the cover. I mean, I think he had one. The referee, I guess, sees the side that we don't. I think we were about to see a spear there, but maybe not. And once again, as I said before, this is just all Orton. Oh my God, I thought that was it. I thought for sure that was the finish right there. Edge. Scoop slam. Straight into the cover. Maybe wasting a little time here if you ask me. Orton very slow to get to his feet. And Edge backing up. Edge-o-matic into the cover. Is it going to be enough? No. That may win you against some people, but not Randy Orton. And, okay, we're going outside the ring again. Not where I would have gone off of the back of that move, but okay. Oh, God, okay. That reaction was very delayed, Cole. I spoke about this in a comment recently, but in case anyone's wondering why I'm not using the Raw O2 Arena, I do really like that era of Raw, like the way it looks and everything, but I'd want to modernize it a little bit, because I think it's too old looking, you know? It doesn't feel like it belongs in this era anymore, which is a shame, because I do really like it, but yeah, it just looks a bit too vintage. That's the only reason, in case anyone's curious. I do genuinely, I really like it. I had a suggestion to change the SmackDown Arena, and I might do that. We'll see. Flapjack takes down Randy Orton. These two looking very worn out right about now. Oh, spear! Okay, didn't really get a lot of build-up behind it. I don't know if that would be enough. But he got the spear on Orton, and he gets the win. That was a surprisingly long match between these two. But as I say, champion versus champion. Edge picks up a victory. And Orton showing a moment of respect here. Considering how this guy has been, especially with attacking Cody Rhodes. It's his face. I don't know if I trust it. But at least here tonight, Orton showing that Edge was the better man. Maybe he's changed. I don't know. Thank you all for watching this episode of Raw. I'll see you. I can't look at Edge's face. I'll see you on NXT.